Hey, what is up guys? DRC3 here, back with another My Hero Ultra Impact video, and today we are taking on the new double S difficulty of the power stage. As you can see, I have not completed any of the floors yet. We still have all of the floors to do. We don't have any of the hero gems for it. So our goal this time around is just to complete all 3 floors and to try to get into the top 10 players for this VE tower. I may end up changing my teams by the time I get to the final score, but we'll see. So from here on out, the rest of the video for the 3 floors will probably be pre-recorded because it will take me some resets to get the ideal score I want for the video. This is my team that I ran for the first 4. I ran all fantasy characters. Obviously, I ran a tech hit memory on Bakugo and Jiro and a crit power skill impact memory on Kaminari. If you guys need to copy these teams, pause the video at this point. So with this team right here, it is a 5-turn clear team. Now the one downside to doing this team is I only get a skill chain of 9 by the end of it, and I only get 8 technical hits instead of 10, but you'll see what the overall score is here at the end. So the idea for this VE tower is a little bit different than previous double S difficulty VE towers. So for example, crits aren't worth as much. Like normally if you got 15 crits, you would be missing 25 points. This time, if you get 15 crits, you're only missing 10 points, and you have 40 out of 50 of the points that you need. You also need to hit a decent amount of damage within a turn, so having all 3 plus ultras in one turn is an easy way to assure that you're going to hit the damage you want for a high score. And then as we're going through this right here, you also still need to hit 5 status ailments. You still need 10 technicals and stuff like that. The basic stuff stays the same, right? But the way the score works has changed. Typically here, I try to kill off Bakugo first, and then I go for Deku. It's really nice when you actually keep Deku just paralyzed and confused and stunned. And it's really, really nice when Bakugo hits his crits. I don't have like friendly reinforcements on Bakugo to make him even stronger because I went for the crit tech memory instead. So it does get a little bit tricky to try to get this done in 5 turns. I almost had too much damage this run, which is why I chose not to use Kaminari's plus ultra here, because I have all 5 plus ultras right here and did not need the 6 plus ultra. So for my final score right here, I had 4,350. That was a really good 5-turn clear. As you can see, for technical hits, even though I only had 8, I'm only missing 10 points. So it's nice that the way it's scored is different. For critical hits, I had 11. If I get that up to 15, I'd get 40 points instead of 20. So I could definitely improve this floor a little bit if I get more crits. But overall, 4,350 points is not bad. And we did hit our max damage. This is my second floor team. I ran Fantasy Ida, the new Fantasy Ochaku, who gives crit rate, and Midnight, who does status ailments. She can handle the status ailments on her own. You do need Composure on Uraraka though for her to get the crit rate, so keep that in mind. Pause the video for this if you need it. So this is the floor I really kind of struggled with, and I think most people are going to struggle with. I got it done in 7 turns. Now, I could definitely get it down to 6 turns, ideally 5 turns. I think Dabi might actually be a better choice than Midnight here. I just really wanted to use the new Midnight because, you know, it's Midnight. But your ideal here is to stun the guy on the left, Toya, and then to also stun the guy on the right, Yu Hojo, if you can, in the same turn. If you can stun both in the first turn with Midnight and or Uraraka, it really makes a big difference, because basically if you don't stun Toya, then he will hide. If you don't stun you, then he draws aggro. So it's better to stun Toya or focus your attacks on Toya first, just because he can hide. It's not really a big deal if the other guy draws aggro, because we want to attack him next anyways. And then you just hope that Midnight gets all of her charms and stuns and stuff like that to give you all your status ailments you need. If you don't get those status ailments early on, then you need to reset, because Overhaul is not affected by status ailments. So keep that in mind as you go through this. And they just do have so much health, like you can see how much damage my plus ultras are doing, that it's really actually kind of hard to get this done in less than 6 turns. I would say is doable, but for me, it was hard to get it done in less than 7 turns. So I'm going to go ahead and use all my damage skills right here instead of using Midnight's status ailment, because the status ailment just doesn't do anything. And so that's where I think Dabi might have a little bit of an edge over Midnight, because Midnight does have 1 action skill that doesn't do damage, whereas Dabi has 2 action skills that do damage. So Dabi might actually be the better choice here if you can land all of your burns and your Hellfire and stuff like that. And then you can just see how much health Overhaul has. We're on turn 6. We have all 3 plus ultras, and if we hit crits right here, if we hit big enough crits, it would have made the difference, right? But 54,000, no crit. 23,000, no crit. And then I think we might hit a crit right here. but because we didn't hit crits on the others, we just had no chance. We got him down to 100,000. If I was able to hit all my crits there and say Ida hit a 99,000 crit, it definitely could have been possible to do it in 6 turns. But I settled for the 7-turn clear just because this was my first run and my first try going through this new double S difficulty of VE Tower for the power stage. And as you can see, I got the 50 hero gems right there. The score overall wasn't terrible. 29 crits, 17 technical, 6+ ultra moves, 6 status elements, 15 skill chains, and it took 7 turns. Could have definitely done that in 6 turns and gotten a better score. Like, we had more than enough of everything that we needed, and we hit the max damage. Like, that is a perfect 7-turn clear, though. This is my 3rd floor team. Feel free to pause the video if you need. I got a action skill cooldown memory on both the Fantasy Todoroki and Hawks, and then I have a technical crit plus ultra memory on the New Year's Todoroki. A lot of people struggle with the 3rd floor because All Might has so much defense. He also heals himself back to full after a little bit, but there is a little bit of a secret to this stage. So you want to land all your status elements if possible, obviously, but you need to land this one right here. If you land the burn, you're actually going to do enough damage to get him to go into his destruction mode by the 3rd turn. And if you get him into destruction mode at the start of the 3rd turn, then he is going to do his heal thing. But if he is burning, he does not heal himself. So keep that in mind and watch the burn, watch the frostbite, and all these status ailments that are up there on All Might's health bar, because they are very important. So right here, we're going to do enough damage by the end of this turn. He's at 400,000. He goes into destruction mode at 375,000 health. And so right now he's at 386,000. 380,000. The burn brings him down to 350,000. He goes into destruction mode and he does not heal because he is burning. So keep that in mind. You want to have a burn character if you can to make it easier for yourself to kill him within a 5 to 6 turn clear. Like I said, this is a 6-turn clear right here, and I'm not going to lie to you guys, I messed up this clear, and you'll see how at the very end of the video. It was very, very unfortunate, but it messed up my clear so badly that I lost roughly 40 something points on the clear, which was really, really sad. So you'll see what I mean though. All right, we're going to use these last 2 action skills. My goal here was to freeze All Might, right? But because we don't freeze All Might, he has 1 action skill here, and that action skill kills New Year's Todoroki. And I thought, oh, he might still be alive, but the end screen tells a different story, and he was not still alive. So we lost 25 points for not having that character alive, and then of course the multiplier makes that even more. So normally this would be a score above 5,000 for the 3rd floor, because everything else is perfect, but now it's a score that's 4,961, which really, really kind of sucked. But I'll redo this eventually, right? And I'll get a higher score. And I've seen the higher score. I've done it in mock battle, so it's not too bad. 13,978. Our goal was to get into the top 10. That is actually more than enough to get into the top 10. We would have broken 14,000 if I didn't mess that up there at the end. But 13,978 actually puts us in 7th place. So top 10 on our first run of the new Double S difficulty power stage is not too bad. I will take that. And hopefully this video helps you guys out. If it did, please go down there, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and thank you guys for watching. Peace.